Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel once again. Today this is CN on now on the screen, and you are watching CN Great Councils and Forex Trade. And today's video, I'm going to be telling you one of the most important things you need to know. I mean, it's a video that you cannot afford to miss, right? Because of what I explained, because of the projections, because of the technique, because of the approach, because of the spotting. So pull out your seats, take a cup of coffee if you wish to, and then sit back, relax, and listen to every bit of what I'm going to say concerning this pair crash 1000. And if you are a trader of synthetic indices, it might also interest you to know that I'm going to be releasing one or two other videos on one or two other pairs, right, of synthetic indices, right? So you are going to be profiting from it. I remember early last year, 2022, and I think around last 2 years as well, I released videos at the beginning of the year. I was not able to do that at the beginning of this year, but then the analysis of about three pairs, right, deep into the year, about 2, 3, 4 months, or even more than, it played out just the way we analyzed, right? And a lot of people made a whole lot of money, which is why I'm making this video right now once again on how this particular pair crash 1000 and a few other pairs I'm going to make video, especially boom 1000, how they are most likely going to go, right? Please mark my words, mark my choice of language, right? We don't limit the movement of price, right? We just analyze, and it's going to be more of top-down analysis. So stick with me, and if you have not subscribed to this channel, please consider subscribing by hitting that subscribe button down below, and also turn on your notifications so that whenever I upload a new video, you get notified. And at the end of the video, if you find value in this video, do good to give it a thumbs up so that YouTube will recommend it to those that are in need of it, right? Remember, depending on your trading style, depending on your equity, right, you are going to make the best out of this video. If you apply the knowledge, please take note of the knowledge, the techniques, the spotting, okay, the revelations, the mapping out, okay, the explanations. That's the most important thing you need to note in this video. So this is crash 1000 on 1 week time frame, on weekly time frame, just as you can see, right? So crash 1000 is clearly on a downtrend, as you can see, when viewed from higher time frames such as weekly or monthly time frame. Let's quickly look at, I've already mapped out what I'm going to talk to you about, and that's why you're seeing this map out, the trend line, the arrows, and of course these rectangles, right? Because I don't want the video to be too long. So this is monthly time frame. So obviously this pair is actually on a bearish movement, right? But we're going to be talking deeper about that and our analysis, right? So obviously when viewed from this time frame, these two time frame, weekly and monthly time frame, you can see that this pair is on a bearish move, okay, whereby it is making series of lower highs and lower lows, series of lower highs and lower lows. I'm not here to teach you market structure. Of course, I've made videos in that regard, but then this is what we call, this is a high point, this is also a high point, okay, and we don't know what market is going to do here, but this is a potential high point. This is a high point, but this high point is lower than this. That's why we call this lower high. Now if at the end of the day this forms a high point and bounces out, which we are going to talk about in this video, is going to be a high that is lower than this. That's why we call it, we will likely call it, if it forms, lower high. And then to the downside of this place, this is a low point, this is a low point, and this is a low point, the most recent low point. So because this low point is lower than this, we call this lower low to this. This is lower than this, we call this lower low to this, right? But like I said, I'm not here to teach market structure, right? But I just needed to point it out so that we talk about what we want to talk about. And I also needed to point out that this pair is making series of lower highs and lower lows from the higher time frame of W1 and of course monthly, right? That's settled. So overall, you cannot say that crash 1000 is on a long-term bullish trend, and by that I mean you cannot buy for several weeks, considering the diagonal or dynamic resistance. This particular trend line, which we are still going to talk about, I call it dynamic or diagonal resistance. Okay, considering how it respected it here the second time, so we are looking at a third touch around this place, right? And that's exactly part of the things we want to analyze. So you cannot say, even though on lower time frame from daily, 4 hours and 1 hour, this pair is obviously on a bullish move, as you can see that it is making series of higher highs and of course higher lows. Okay, but we are looking at long term, something that if you are a swing trader, a long-term trader, you can be on this pair for weeks, a couple of weeks, and even months, right? And that reminds me, those analyses I made early last year, last 2 years and thereabout. I mean, there are some analysis you can make and you trade with it for a couple of weeks, months, or even years, as the case may be, depending on your trading style and your equity. You can. There are some of those analyses that are still on my chart today, one of my devices. I've not cleared them off, and they're still useful. They're giving me insight into what I need to do, right? If I need to buy or to sell or to stay away from the market, right? So that's just what we're looking at long term. So what is going to be playing out from today, tomorrow, next, and in the next couple of weeks or months, as the case may be. So like I say, this pair on lower time frame from daily, 4 hours and 1 hour, it's clearly on an uptrend, right? But then the overall movement from a weekly and monthly time frame is still showing bearish. And by that I mean this point is a focal point, is a point of interest, because the market is already approaching this particular diagonal resistance, the trend line that is being respected, and this place serves like a confluence, and a lot of things may likely play out around that place. So what I'm saying, that in all, you cannot say that this market is on a long-term bullish trend, considering that trend line that serves as a dynamic resistance, okay, here, okay, that I just showed you, which is why I have these arrows that are pointing various directions, which we are going to talk about, okay, which exposes the possible moves of the market. But we'll come back to that later. We'll definitely come back to that. However, like I said, on lower time frame, such as daily, 1 hour and 4 hours, is clearly on a bullish trend, just as you can see, bullish trend. This is 4 hours and this is of course daily. Okay, now again, depending on your trading style and equity, you might want to be tempted, if you are not on the trade already, because of the series of higher highs and higher lows that is making on daily and 4 hours time frame, you might want to go bullish, right? But take note that I'm talking about, you can actually trade bullish, okay, whereby as the market bounces off from the low points, just this way, then you take a buy, okay. But it's dangerous at this point now, which is why this video is coming, okay, which is why it's coming at this point. Yes, on daily time frame, there is what we can call change of character or break of structure, as we can see here, okay, change of character or break of structure. The market was initially on a bearish move to this point, and then it suddenly, okay, started making series of higher highs and series of higher lows, okay, now on daily time frame. So this can be considered, this was the highest point made when it was descending, the recent high made when it was descending. But then you see this happening here, okay, this behavior here, whereby this took out, this can be called a change of character, and of course break of structure. Okay, but overall you are looking at the bigger picture of the market from higher time frame like weekly or monthly time frame. You are discovering that it's approaching a diagonal resistance, okay, typified by this trend line, and this is a dangerous point now. And if there is going to be a bounce off, which I'm going to be talking about later, then it's going to be a heavy fall, right? Okay, it's going to be a heavy fall of price. Okay, now like I said, you might be tempted to want to like continue in the buy. If you are in the market already, yes, you must have been in deep gain. But if you want to look at the higher highs and higher lows that is making on daily and then 4 hours time frame, and you want to keep going bullish, then you need to take note of this point. Okay, it's not a good time to enter a new trade right now, depending on when you're going to watch this video. Today being the 4th of May, I don't know what is going to play out around this place between today, the 4th, tomorrow, the 5th of May, and counting on. But you need to wait to see what is happening here, what is going to play out here between today and tomorrow. Okay, don't forget that the short-term basis, on the lower time frame of daily, 4 hours or 1 hour, can still be in days, right? Okay, but the overall direction at this point, when seen from weekly or monthly time frame, is still bearish. Don't forget that. So until this trend line is broken, let's go to higher time frame. Until this particular trend line, this red trend line, until it is broken, okay, you cannot say that you have a confirmed change of direction that will lead to massive bullish move, irrespective of the bullish move you are seeing on lower time frames of 4 hours, daily, or 1 hour time frame. It is not overall bullish move on crash 1000, which is why you need to take a break now and then know what is going to happen around this point between today and tomorrow. And that takes us to the main video. Now, what are the likely moves of this particular pair? That's what we want to talk about now, so that you know how to place your trades and monitor your trades between now and tomorrow, next week, and thereabouts. So number one, the most likely move of this market right now is to bounce off from that trend line. Okay, like I said, I want to zoom in so that you understand. I don't know when price will eventually get here, but it's almost there, and anything can happen from now, right? Anything can happen from now. Okay, this is weekly time frame. Now, the most likely move is price bouncing off from that particular trend line. That is why you are seeing the first arrow pointing down, the first green arrow pointing down. Okay, now bouncing off from that area will lead to a creation of a new high in the descending direction, which is going to be a lower high. Okay, now if price bounces off from here, now this place is going to be a high point lower than this. So this place is going to be another lower high, making the third touch. This is first touch, second touch, third touch from here. 1, 2, 3. So price bouncing off from here is going to create a new high. So bouncing off, depending on the price action around this area, will or may likely lead to a massive bearish move to form another low point, which is going to be another lower low. Okay, so that is the most likely move of the market, right? Forming another lower high and then descending in a bearish move. But then that has to be confirmed by price action, like I said earlier. So anytime from now, there can be a reaction around this place. It can be today, it can be tomorrow, but price is very much close to that trend line, which this place is serving as a confluence, as we can see now. Price is very much close to it. So it has to be confirmed by price action. But that I mean the candlestick pattern that will develop when price hits that trend line at that point I just showed you. Now if that happens, that's when the price the first down arrow pointing down would play out. Talking about this particular arrow right now. Okay, that is the first likely move, and I call it the most likely move of the market. Now the second is, the second possible move of the market, okay, of this particular pair, is to break that trend line still at that point, at this point, to break the trend line still at this point, okay, to move up, okay, to continue bullish move, and then tapping into this mapped out resistance zone, okay, tapping on it to either break it or tapping to move down, okay. If the resistance is so much, it might move down, push down, and then to come to retest this trend line, right? Remember, if it breaks it up, this trend line will automatically become a support zone, right? So the second likely move is to break it, which is unlikely, to make a bullish move to this particular resistance zone, and then we'll be looking at, depending on price action, we'll be looking at it breaking to touch the second mapped out zone, or if the resistance is that much, it will descend to retest this particular trend line as a support now. And in that case, that's when this second arrow pointing down will play out. Okay, that is the second likely move of the market. But there is one thing you need to take note of, which of course should be a take home for you. Okay, it is very, very important. Okay, no matter what happens, no matter the move of the market, there is going to be a reaction when price eventually gets to this point. Now let me map out, this is where I'm talking about. This is the place when price eventually gets here. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. When price eventually gets here, this point, okay, price is almost there, that's why I said it could be today, it could be tomorrow, it could be next tomorrow, depending on what this particular candle is going to close as. Already is a bearish candle, but this is still midweek. Today is the 4th of May, okay, and this is a weekly candle going bearish, bullish, strongly bullish, right? But then I don't know what is going to happen between today, tomorrow, next tomorrow, or even next week. But I know that the next candle that is going to open may likely close around that point, which is going to make it a very focal point, a very point of focus, right? So whatever be the case, whether price is going to bounce off from that trend line and then going bearish to continue the overall bearish movement, or price is going to break that trend line to go bullish to tap into where I showed you earlier, this zone, okay, whatever be the case, there's going to be a reaction when price fully gets to this point that I just showed you, this place, yeah, this place, yes, 645.2.01. It may not be exactly at 645.2.01, but then there's going to be a reaction in that area, which is why this video is coming. But those of you who may feel that crash 1000 have been on a bullish move and you want to trade carelessly, okay, this is why this video is coming, because at that point something heavy is going to happen. Now let me also say something. Now if price eventually breaks to make a bullish move, okay, to get to this particular resistance zone, then it's going to form a double top. This is going to be the first top, this is going to be the second top, and then from that moment is likely going to be a massive drop of price to complete or to get to this neckline, because if this place forms a double top, this place will obviously become the neckline, so it's going to be a heavy drop. Okay, I'm talking about the second likely move of the market that I talked about earlier. But remember, I said that in whichever way the market is going to play out, there must be a reaction at this particular point, which can be today, can be tomorrow, it can be next tomorrow, because this is on weekly time frame, right? If you go to daily time frame, you are going to see the point I'm talking about. Is this place has become a confluence. Remember I said that already this may likely become a double top as well, because this is a top, and if there is a heavy reaction here now, then it's going to form another top and the price may likely bounce down. That's why I said this is the most likely move of the market. So take note of this analysis and then trade this particular pair consciously, because if the reaction is such that, if the reaction at this point is such that there is a push by sellers at that particular point, at this particular point, then it's going to be a heavy drop for days down until a new lower low is formed. Okay, until a new lower low is formed. So if the direction is going to be heavy here, then it's going to be a heavy drop until a new lower low is formed, which is why this video is coming. So if you are getting value from this video already, please give it a thumbs up. Don't fail to subscribe to this channel. If you have questions, you can leave it in the comment section. Remember, I'm going to still release another video on Boom 1000. You can watch the video over and over again to understand, so that you know how to trade. You don't lose your money, you make money, right? And as you make money, pay yourself by making your withdrawals into your account, and you are good to go. So this is CN Great Council signing out for today, and I thank you for watching. Bye. Talk to you next time.